Are you wanting to become a better dog parent? Or are you wondering, would I even be a good dog owner at all? In this video, I'm going to share with you 9 essential tips to help you become a better pet parent coming up. Hey everybody, welcome to the Boston Terrier Society YouTube channel. I'm Donnie Gardner, the founder of BostonTerrierSociety.com, and over there is Bella, my Boston of over a decade. You're probably new to this channel, and you found this video because you want to learn how to become a better dog parent, and that's totally okay. But I do invite you, if you want to learn more about Boston Terriers, to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because every week we either have expert interviews as well as other videos to help you learn more about this dog breed. Now, this video actually comes from an article on the website from Amy Norton. She had written an article on BostonTerrierSociety.com. You can check that article out in the show notes, and it covers the 11 tips on how to become a better dog parent. Now, I went ahead and boiled it down to basically the 9 essential that I think are really important, and they're really applicable to any type of dog breed. Now, I know there are a lot of articles out there online on, 5 tips, 6 tips, 7 tips, and that's totally okay. If you think out of these 9 that more should be added, be sure to add them to the comments below. That way, if somebody's coming to this video for the first time and they're thinking about either becoming a dog owner or they already have a dog and they just want to become a better pet parent, it's just going to help more people. So be sure to leave a comment below if you think something else should be added. All right, tip number 1 is do your research. So there's really 2 things that you need to think about here. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't have a dog, then you're going to be doing that very beginning research phase. And you need to be searching questions like, as far as a particular dog breed, like how much do they shed? What are the grooming needs? What are the exercise requirements? How much does this type of dog cost? What's the annual cost for owning this type of dog? What are the common health issues for this particular dog breed? You need to be asking those types of questions because maybe you're someone who doesn't want to do a lot of exercise, and that's totally okay. Then you need to find a dog breed that fits your lifestyle. Now, if you're on the other scale where you already own a dog and you're just trying to figure out how to become a better parent, same thing. You need to be finding, what are the common health issues within this dog breed and bringing this up to your vet just to make sure you can spot things early. Another thing you can be doing is just finding out other things that might benefit that particular breed. The more research you do, the more ideas that'll start spinning in your head, like, oh, maybe I need to actually start walking my dog more. Maybe that'll actually help calm them down. Because let's say you have a more hyper dog, well, maybe they just need some more exercise, and that could be the solution. You're just trying to give your dog a better environment to live in and thrive. Okay, tip number 2 is have an emergency contact list as well as a what to do list. Now, think about this. Something bad happens. You get put into the hospital, you can't talk, things of that nature. If you already own a dog, who is going to be taking care of your dog? Do you already have that planned out? What happens if you go on a date or something like that, like and somebody's babysitting your dog? Do you actually have a contact list of what's your vet's phone number? What is the closest ER for pets? Maybe what is poison control's number? You want to have a list of those items to help whoever's watching your dog, or a list of items on what to do in case for whatever reason you come incapacitated and you can't tell someone what to do. So you want to designate a person. Now, if you want more on this, I went ahead and put together basically a little emergency plan. So if you go to the show notes and it's BostonTerrierSociety.com, just /emergency, and that'll help you come up with ideas on what needs to be on this list just to help somebody who is all of a sudden taking on the responsibilities of your dog. You want your dog to have the best care possible. So that is tip number 2. Have that emergency contact list as well as a what to do list. And for more information, check the show notes below. Okay, tip number 3 is have a microchip and or ID tags on your dog. This is just good practice because let's say, heaven forbid, someone steals your dog. And if you have a microchip on them, at least they can be spotted if you happen to run across them and they can be found that way. Or number 2, the ID tags. If your dog happens to run off, somebody knows how to contact you. Bella tooted. Somebody knows how to contact you if your dog happens to run away. So that is tip number 3, have proper identification for your dog. Tip number 4 is exercise. Now, all dogs need some form of exercise, no matter the dog breed. And there is a huge obesity problem within dogs in general here in the United States. So you need to find out what dog breed you're gonna get if you haven't gotten one yet, or if you already have a particular dog breed, what amount of exercise do they need? Boston Terriers here, they're going to need about 30 to 60 minutes of exercise every single day. That could be walking around the block, that could be going out and playing the frisbee, just something to get their heart rate up. Just like you and I need to get our heart rates up every single day to stay healthy, so do dogs, and that is something that's going to make you a better pet parent. Tip number 5 are regular checkups with your veterinarian. Now, once again, you need to research within your particular dog breed as far as what are some common health issues, but doing those regular checkups is going to help, first off, help your vet become acquainted with your dog, so they're going to be able to notice things, that are out of the ordinary because they have familiarity with your dog. Now, Boston Terriers here, pretty much dogs in general, anytime they're above the age of 8 years old, they should probably be going to the vet twice a year versus just annually because they are at that point, considered senior dogs. But you're going to want to talk to your vet to see how often they think is appropriate for your particular dog breed. And basically, the point of these regular checkups is to have preventative health. Catch things before they blow out of control. The reason tip number 5 is so crucial is because there is an interesting statistic on the American Veterinary Medical Association website where they basically said once a dog is 10 years or older, nearly half of all dogs are going to develop some form of cancer. That's why these checkups are so critical. And then once your dog reaches that, senior adulthood status, speak with your vet to see if biannual visits, are necessary. All right, tip number 6 is do not overfeed your dog. According to the Veterinary Centers of America, in North America, the most preventable disease within the dog community is obesity. Approximately 25 to 30% of the general canine community is actually obese, with 40 to 45% of all dogs aged 5 to 11 years old are actually weighing more than normal, or basically more than their normal weight should be. And honestly, I've seen studies online as high as 55% of American dogs are actually obese. And this is totally preventable. Another thing the Veterinary Centers of America actually mentions in their article is, obesity leads to a whole host of other health issues. It not only shortens their lifespan, but it actually makes them more susceptible to other diseases. This is why exercise and a healthy diet and not overfeeding your dog is so important. All right, tip number 7 is oral hygiene. According to PetMD, nearly 80% of all dogs that are above the age of 3 have some sort of dental disease. And there's tons of reason why oral hygiene is important. It definitely helps with their breath. It prevents tooth loss. It eliminates pain within your dog's mouth if they are having some type of tooth infection. And what's crazy, within that same article, poor oral health can actually lead to organ failure. Now, as far as how often should you brush your dog's teeth? Now, I had Dr. Tarantino here on this YouTube channel, and she recommended that you should be brushing your dog's teeth once every other day. Now, I gotta be honest with you, that is something we do not do with Bella, and that's something we need to be getting better at, but oral hygiene is really important. Now, another thing that you can definitely do, they do recommend that you get your dog's teeth professionally cleaned once every 2 years. So where you actually go in, they're going to do x-rays. Bella here, she just had hers done, and they ended up pulling 3 teeth. Now, this was the very first time that we've ever had our dog's teeth professionally cleaned, but I highly recommend it just because there's things you're not going to notice. Who knows how long Bella's teeth have been hurting her or bothering her? She didn't show any signs to us. Just because dogs do have a higher pain tolerance, they're not going to show you any signs of pain until it's really, really, really bad. So you want to go ahead and do that and do the preventative stuff beforehand. Now, we'll give you a tidbit if, getting your dog's teeth cleaned is too expensive, which it is pricey. Bella's was around $500, but we ended up using Pedisure, which is like a health savings plan, saves you 25%. If you want to check that out, I'll put it in the show notes below. But it's a great way. You could literally get it the day before the surgery and it'll take 25% off. And that goes with any vet-related items. So annual checkups, 25% off. Anything the vet's going to do, 25% off. So check it out in the show notes because it saved Emily and I some money. So I highly recommend that. Or see if your employer offers some sort of free pet insurance. Some employers provide it or at an extreme discount. So I would definitely check with your employer as well because getting your dog's teeth clean is really important and it's just going to help them in the long run. Okay, tip number 8, and spoiler alert, tip number 8 and tip number 9 kind of go together, but I wanted to separate them. So tip number 8 is give your dog attention. Now, this doesn't mean give them all of your attention, but it means carving out a portion of the day just to spend a little bit of time with them. What's interesting, I wrote an article about Boston Terriers cuddling, and I learned a lot of great information in regard to basically how dogs, just like humans, when you touch them, it releases certain endorphins within your body that actually gives you that, happy feeling. And it's the same thing with like moms doing skin to skin with babies. It actually releases these feel good endorphins within your body, and it reduces your overall stress level. So you want to carve out some time and give your dog some attention to actually touch, pet them, love on them, because it not only helps you as far as reducing your overall stress level, but it also helps your dog. So it's a win-win. All right, tip number 9, and that is taking your dog out on outings. Whether or not that's taking them on walks out maybe in nature, or actually taking them to maybe a dog treat place where you can give them dog ice cream, things of that nature. Limit the sugar just because that's probably not good for your dog. But some sort of dog treat, and you're taking them out and going and doing fun things with just you and your dog. Now, once again, that's 8 and 9 are pretty similar, but 9 is get out of the house and go do something fun. Okay, question of the day. Out of those 9 tips, what do you think is the most important? Put in the comments below, or if you think something's missing and should be added to this list, put in the comments below as well, because someone coming to this YouTube video wanting to learn how to become a better pet parent, this can definitely help them. So leave a comment. I'm curious to find out what you guys put in there. And I just want to thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want to get the latest videos from Boston Terrier Society. Otherwise, if you want to learn more about Boston Terriers, you can check one of my videos out here where I cover 20 reasons why Boston Terriers are one of the best dog breed in America, or one of my latest videos here. Until next time, life is better with a Boston.